qualities or the energies of the elemental dakinis are out of balance in me. Like they feel like maybe they're out of balance in me. Usually I'm aware of that because I can feel it in my body almost. I can feel it in my mood, in how I'm reacting and responding. And if I stop and think about it, it's like, oh, yeah, something's out of balance with these elements in my body. Do you have any specific sort of tool in this book or wherever, sort of skillful means, if you will, for working with Dakini energies that are out of balance?
First of all, when you are raised out of balance, how do you feel in your body? Or how that quote quote out of balance is expressed in you? Uncomfortable, or what is it? Are you able to rest in that feeling experience of that?
Every time it's different, but recently in particular, the feeling is more of agitation. Just this, something's wrong and I need to fix it. And so trying to pay attention to what that is, but I probably don't rest in it very well. Yeah, I'm looking for something that I can do about it. That's why I asked you the question. See, I knew your answer would be something like, well, do you rest? I should have known that would be the answer.
You already know. This book is about that as well. Rest in energies, whatever. That out of balance is just labeling, right? You label, oh, this is out of balance. This is uncomfortable. This is not what I want. But you remember all the energies on the spectrum of the wisdom energy. Even you said agitation. Agitation is a part of that wisdom. Just it's obscured and it's coming into this whatever side, like a more ego-driven, try to fix it, contrivances. Then if you can rest in that more open side and rest just as it is, then going to actually that is this not the theory but the mechanism of the pressure, for example, conflict emotions. Having said that out of balance, I use a dimmer switch going too dark and it's going to brighter and brighter. That's what we want. There's the way to bring that what you call this kind of bar into the brighter side. Therefore, this book is available. Therefore, there's such a thing called a practice, like obscurations. For example, Padma energies. Do you feel Padma energy? Sometimes you feel too less Padma energy. On this is I don't have a Padma today, or something like that. Then see if you can rest in that Padma energy. How does that feel in your body? Can you find not in the obvious place? Usually we are looking for certain energy in an obvious place. For example, Padma energy should be found in a more enthusiastic, or sensual, very energetic events or whatever, party or something like that. That's another thing I wanted to express in this book. Don't look in obvious place. Wherever you look in a not so obvious place. If you look into it, you can find, for example, Padma energy. Even in a peaceful, calm, and stable place, you may find this juicy Padma energy. For example, I may have thought about this. Where I find Padma energy is this quiet tea room. No elaborate, no red color, nothing. The tea room. I don't know if you ever have seen the Japanese tea ceremony room. Tatami mat, then little alcove, maybe just one flower, wild flower from the field. Then maybe a little bit of dew on the petal of that flower. That's enough for me to find the Padma energy in me. So in that sense, each of you can find Padma energy in anywhere. even you may feel the energy is low, but then you ask this kind of question. Where that question coming from? Like a intention. You might have a deep longing to be maybe compassionate expression. You want to improve human self. That's a source coming from this energetic Padma energies. Something like that. So just shift the perspective, and if you look deeply, you can find it. Dakini is everywhere and nowhere if you don't look. If you are only looking at the normal place, ordinary, obvious place, Dakini only live in the thin plane, like sometimes called the luminal place or the between place, or somewhere we usually miss. We have to look at those places. Then you can find Dakini energy everywhere. And also Dakini surprises us, right? That's one of the Dakini's quality. Anything about that? Anybody? Did you have that sort of experience? You bring your judgment if you can't find it.
I was just thinking about dividing the energies into the 5 elements and how we can get stuck on keeping them in, like solidifying the energy. But really it's just moving between, this is what I've been experiencing. It's just moving between all those states all the time, and not to get fixated or attached to any of them. And I kind of really noticed, we went into the caves, and the caves are very spacious. So I felt this spaciousness, and the river, the water had created the caves. So the river was dissolving the rock or dissolving the earth. And I wanted to do a work where I felt like I was the river, the water, but then when I was doing the activity of that, being the water, I found myself becoming the rocks in the river, because there's no river without the rocks. So there needed to be the interference of the rock for the river to actually flow, because if that wasn't there, then there'd be nothing happening. So it was a very interesting experience where I thought I was being one thing, and then I became another thing, and then I was kind of all of those things all at once.
Right, nice. So another exploration I was intending for everybody to do with this book as something like that. Just we needed the framework or the level, or use that's 5 classification, you can say, or 5 way to cut the pie. Of course, that is not the only way, but that is meant to break, so to speak. All are emptiness. Each energies we have come to understand, each are interconnected, emptiness, empty of any inherent sort of objective thing separate from others. So all are related. At the same time, we use that conventional word to have some kind of reference framework or reference point, so that we can really freely explore how those are interconnected. For example, earth and water, we are so closely connected. Eventually, they are not a separate thing. So that sort of realization is a Buddhist realization, like interconnectedness, interdependence, and emptiness.